Hi friends, this is Ray from Honeytop Bees. Thanks for joining me today. Have you ever gone in your hive and found that no one's in there? The bees have all left? Is that swarming or is that absconding? There's a big difference between the two of them. Let's talk about it today. Thanks for joining me today. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, hit like and subscribe down below. It would mean a lot to me and you can join our community. Here, I focus on small-scale beekeeping from 1 to 50 hives, and this is a no-shame channel. Don't look to tell anybody else how to do bees, but just share information that maybe will help you on your journey. If you have a better way to do it, I say go for it. And if you don't really know what you're doing, that's okay too. We're not here to shame anybody, but to grow together in our beekeeping journey. Today, I want to specifically talk about the difference between swarming and absconding. On the surface, they can look similar, and there's one characteristic that makes beekeepers get this mixed up a little bit. And that's in both cases, bees leave the hive. But they're radically different, and the cause is radically different. And I want to walk through it a little bit today. So let's start by talking a little bit about swarming. What is swarming, and when does it take place, and what are the characteristics of it? Swarming is a natural reproductive function of the colony where one colony splits into two. Before they swarm, they raise a queen. That queen can still be in the queen cell or she can be hatched. Somewhere in that timeline is typically when the old queen will leave with about half of the bees that are in the colony. Most of the adult bees go with her. This is a sign of a strong colony. Pat yourself on the back, beekeeper. Your colony is doing so well and is so healthy that it decides to split into two. When this happens, that original colony can still remain strong. There's plenty of brood inside of the hive for them to continue to repopulate. It typically happens in the springtime or when the nectar flow is strong, because that's when they have the most chance of survival, and so they'll typically swarm during that time of year. So it gives the colony, both that leaves and the colony that remains, the best chance of survival. Can the bees swarm in the fall instead of the spring? Yeah, absolutely. It's not as common, but yes, it absolutely can happen. Like anything with beekeeping, there's all of the exceptions to the rule that always happen. But in general, the most common swarm season is going to be when the nectar flow is the strongest in the spring. So swarming is fundamentally different than absconding. And this video really is mostly about absconding, but thought I'd start with swarming so that we can kind of understand the difference. Absconding is not when your colony splits into two colonies for reproduction. Absconding is something completely different. And it often happens this time of year, late summer to fall, where your bees decide to abandon the hive completely. It's heartbreaking. You go out to your hive, you open up the lid, and there's no bees inside. Or typically there's 5 or 6 stragglers who didn't get the notice that everybody else left. And they're like, oh no, what happened? Where did everybody go? So absconding is when the entire colony leaves the nest, leaves the beehive with the queen and goes somewhere else to live. Now, unfortunately, because bees typically abscond later in the summer and early in the fall, most of the time they do not survive. Because there's not enough resources in the environment for them to build up, there's not enough time for them to build comb and for the queen to reproduce. Unfortunately, they don't make it. But there's certain reasons why bees abscond in the fall, and I want to kind of go over a few of those with you now. Bees will abscond when there's some sort of stressor inside the hive. And so as a beekeeper, if we can reduce those stressors to a very minimum, then there's a lesser chance that our hive is actually going to abscond later in the season. These stressors can vary from so many different things, but I'll mention a few of them for you. If there's disease inside the hive, the bees may abscond. That can be anything from disease caused by the Varroa destructor mite. It can be if the hive becomes overrun with hive beetles or wax moths. I've seen bees abscond and leave because the hive beetle population just got to be too big inside the hive. There could be a lack of resources inside of the hive. They will leave if there's no food inside of the hive. This is why, depending on where you live and how much nectar flow you have during the summer dearth, you want to make sure that your bees have adequate storage if you took your honey off. Because if they run dry, if there's nothing in the cupboard for them, they'll leave and they'll say, hey, you know what? We're out of here. There's nothing here for us to live off of, and so we're going to go somewhere else and try and see if we can do a better job of surviving over the winter. Of course, it typically doesn't happen, as I mentioned. So they might abscond because of disease, pests, no food inside of the hive for them to eat, or they might just be stressed by too much disturbance. Sometimes when a hive gets knocked over, for example, I've seen them abscond after that. If a beekeeper goes in too much and is disturbing the nest too much, sometimes the bees are like, you know what, this place is too chaotic. We're out of here. We don't want to live in the midst of all this chaos. And so you got to kind of balance your inspections, because that's another reason why they can leave the nest. So it happens very suddenly, absconding does. There's no sign sometimes inside of the hive, other than maybe there's no food or you see a lot of pests, but there's no sign like there is for a swarm. So like if a hive is getting ready to swarm, you're going to see them build those swarm cells. It's kind of a clue to you that, hey, wait a minute, this hive may swarm. Either you're going to let them swarm, you're going to go ahead and do a split with them, or whatever you choose to do. But with absconding, there's really no sign. They will just up and leave. Sometimes they'll leave brood behind, although it's usually not very much. Sometimes if there's a little bit of honey left inside the hive, they'll leave that too. So you can't just say because there was a little bit of honey that, that wasn't the reason why they left. They could have left for lack of food when they were getting down to that last bit and said, you know what, we're just going to go for it and go somewhere else. So it's not always noticeable as far as the sign. But the difference between swarming and absconding at its core is this. Swarming is what a healthy, vibrant colony will do. And absconding is what a colony under stress will do. And so when your bees leave the hive in the fall, the correct terminology, which again is just lingo, it doesn't really matter that much, but the correct terminology would probably be abscond if all of your bees left. And the terminology in itself is not as important as understanding, okay, as a beekeeper, what can I do to reduce absconding in my hive? What was the stressor inside of my hive that caused all of my bees to say, we're out of here? I had a period several years ago, just personally sharing a little bit of my journey, where it seemed like September, October, like I was sitting on pins and needles, because for several years I was losing a lot of hives to absconding. And it just almost seemed to be like, nervous. I remember even telling my wife one year, I don't know if I should just go ahead and take all the honey, because it seems like every year my bees abscond. And during this period of time, this was quite a long time ago, but during this period of time, it never occurred to me that something I might have been doing as a beekeeper was contributing to their absconding. I was missing some sort of stressor that was going on inside of the hive, and that was related to it. And now that I make sure my hives have sufficient nutrition inside of the hive and that pests are kept under control to the best of my ability, I've been able to reduce absconding to a very minimum, and hopefully most years to zero. That's obviously the goal, because it's heartbreaking, especially if you only have 3 or 4 hives. Now I typically run 35 to 40 hives, but if you just have a few hives or even just one hive and it leaves, it's like, all that work, it's gone, they're gone. But as a beekeeper, that's a clue to us. We need to look and see what's going on inside the hive that's leading to that stressor and causing them to abscond. Let me ask you a question. If you've been keeping bees for a while and you've had some colonies abscond, what did you do to reduce absconding in your hives? Can you put that down in the comments, and let's share some thoughts together. And so as simple as this, swarming means your hive is doing great. Absconding means your hive is under stress. If you can reduce those stresses, you're going to reduce absconding. Are you ever going to get rid of it completely? Probably not. It happens to every beekeeper. It probably happened to me now that I've made this video on it. I'll probably go out to one of my hives and find they're gone, because that's kind of the way it is when you make a video about something. You go out and realize, oh great, now my hive absconded. But that being said, hey, I wish you good luck with your beekeeping this fall. Let's get our hives ready as possible for winter. Thanks for joining me today. I'll see you. I post a new video every Thursday morning about beekeeping, and so I hope you'll join me on the next one. I'll see you next week. God bless.